Experts are now proclaiming it with complete conviction, rather than just whispering about it. There are no delicate qualifiers, diplomatic hesitancy, or tone. The message is clear and audacious. Alex is currently the most talked about and significant in women's tennis. The whole tennis world is already focused on one player before Indian Wells has even begun, before a single ball has been hit, or before the official draw has been announced. Alex is that player. The conclusion is remarkably unanimous, ranging from studio panels to former winners, from current contenders to seasoned pundits. There is no sharing of the spotlight. It is focused on Alex. And at this early stage of her climb, it is shining brighter than anyone anticipated. The extent of the acclaim is what makes moment even more potent. Not only do experts describe her as popular and promising, but they also rank her effect higher than that of athletes who worked for 10 years to develop Hall of Fame resumes. The tone of the conversation was instantly changed by a statement made by former Grand Slam champion Ana Ivanovic. She clarified that many legends required an entire career to obtain the type of international acclaim and respect that currently enjoys. She also stressed that this is not an insult to the greats who laid the groundwork for the sport. Rather, it is a sincere admission that the WTA has hardly witnessed anything like what Alex is creating. Massive fan interaction, international media attention, and a fresh surge of enthusiasm. Ivanovic, a former world #1 and Roland Garros champion who is aware of the strain of upholding international standards, went one step further with the analogy. She compared Alex's impact on tennis to Manny Pacquiao's cultural and athletic influence during the pinnacle of his in boxing. That is not a lighthearted analogy. That is an assertion regarding transformative presence, because Alex is doing more than just winning games and moving up the. She is drawing the entire sport's focus on herself, controlling storylines and dominating attention. Her name is used first by broadcasters. Stadiums are packed with fans expecting to see her. Every time she on the court, social media goes crazy. Ivanovic also believes that the top of women's tennis is not an unattainable goal. If Alex keeps going in this direction and maintains her level of skill, music, bravery, and electricity, it is a destination that cannot be avoided. Every game she participates in feels like a step closer to something greater than titles alone. It seems to be the of someone who is changing the definition of star power in the contemporary WTA music. The word from analysts is very clear. The era of Alex is not coming. It may have already begun. The momentum is genuine and the belief is spreading. I remember last year when she beat Fiantek, and she kind of did it with a lot of grace and humility, you know? And it was really, for me, it was terrific to see her take that match and watch her play him after that, and watch her try to continue music to progress. 'Cause I like her game. You know, obviously, she wants to get better than where she is now. The fact that medals and scores are not the sole topics of discussion makes this surge even more potent. Music, the experts are discussing Alex's personality rather than only dissecting her music stats or examining her forehand. They are highlighting her demeanor in interviews, her composed deference to opponents, and her maturity in situations that would overwhelm most athletes. Analysts saw something startling following her statement. Victory over IGA switch. There was no haughtiness, no heart-pounding festivities meant to make headlines. Music, rather. Alex managed the limelight with poise, humility, and a quiet confidence that seemed genuine rather than forced. The tennis world learned as much from that response as from the win itself. Because being in our sport has always been about presence more than just power or rankings. And there's something odd about Alex. She takes an attention but doesn't let it overtake her. She takes compliments without them to divert her attention. She has a mindset typical of winners who have experienced years at top, as evidenced by the way she talks about the game, learning, and remaining grounded. However, music. She is actively establishing that reputation. What sets her apart is this unique combination of exceptional talent and sincere demeanor. Athletes who can succeed at the top level while still being relatable, and respected players who inspire both belief and loyalty are continuously sought after by the sport. Manufacturing. That mixture is quite challenging. It feels natural with Alex. It seems effortless, and her genuineness is becoming as captivating as her tennis, inspiring supporters and even past winners to fervently support her ascent. Drawing women's tennis right now. Yes. Is she bigger than Sablano? Is she bigger than Coco? Dude, it's crazy. She's having the same effect that Fana was having on the men's side last year in Miami. It's like Fana, but I think it's bigger than Fana. It is. Yeah, it is. Like the Doha, crowds were insane for her last week. Yeah, correct. She's definitely one to watch. Obviously because she's so good, but just for the atmosphere, you want to tune into her matches just to see what it's like on the court. There's got to be a little jealousy, maybe from some of the other music, the women, that girl's coming in. She's not top 10 biggest. Sam Querrey, a former Grand Slam finalist, who has experienced the pressure of the circuit, music, and is fully aware of how momentum functions in professional tennis, then entered the conversation, and he didn't think twice. Querrey made a direct and clear statement. Right. Music. Now, Alex is the WTA's biggest attraction, not among the largest, not included in the discussion. The largest. Completely stop. He clarified that Alex presently outperforms every other name on the tour in that crucial category in terms of attention, ticket demand, broadcast pull, and general buzz. Music. Querrey claims that the mood instantly changes when Alex enters the court. The stadium's atmosphere shifts. The cameras lock in. People bend forward. Surges in social media. What's the most crucial aspect? It doesn't seem forced or staged. It's organic. It's sentimental. Marketing teams and hype campaigns are unable to provide it. It is all Alex's. Querrey, however, did not end there. Music. He went one step further and admitted that this makes the rest of the field uneasy. He said that some of the top 10 players, athletes like Aina, Sabalenka, who have given up everything to reach the pinnacle of the sport and won the largest trophies, are definitely aware of what is going on. These have a track record of success through unwavering dedication. These women have created careers, lifted big titles, and handled the pressure of finals. Nevertheless, it is hard to ignore the tidal wave of attention that follows Alex from tournament to tournament. Music. Querrey's argument has nothing to do with disrespect. It had to do with being honest. Influence and magnetism are just as important in today's tennis environment as rankings. On the music ground, it is evident that Alex is inspiring a degree of loyalty and interest that even seasoned champions are observing. They notice the change, whether or not they acknowledge it in music public. They sense the change. And Querrey claims that this change is among the most potent factors now influencing the WTA. week after week as she, has done well and established herself as a really good player on tour. They all come out to support her. And so I think we saw it in Australia when it was kind of overcrowded. They put her on too small of a court. We saw it here. You can hear it from the hotel. You can hear the crowd roaring, especially at night. So it's incredible. Since this is no longer only comments from behind microphones, the story now transcends experts and studio disputes. The athletes are speaking up. One of the most reputable and seasoned players on the WTA Tour, Jessica Pegula, described what she personally went through when she met Alex in the Miami Open, and it completely altered the debate. Pegula said that she was actually taken aback by what awaited her when she entered the bout. It was larger than she had anticipated. Before a ball had even been hit, the energy inside the stadium was already exploding, and she was unprepared for it. Pegula described the audience as enormous, the enthusiasm nearly overwhelming, and the noise unrelenting. It felt like a championship point at every rally. The audience erupted in a roar with each of Alex's shots. Pegula summed it up in one word: crazy. Furthermore, she didn't express frustration when she said it. With music amazement, she stated it. She realized she was in a moment that music seemed more expansive than a typical tour match. It had a historic feel. Music, then, Pegula highlighted something even more illuminating. According to her, this was not a one-time event specific to a certain city. Throughout the circuit, Alex constantly attracts the largest and most fervent audiences, whether it's in Miami, Dubai, or the Australian Open. Not every now and then, not according to the circumstances.